one little known secret to double your cash flow on your long-term rental here in Gainesville, Florida. If you want to double your cash flow on your long-term rental here in Gainesville, Florida, here's my secret. Turn it into a short-term rental, please. A lot of people are unaware just how good it is to short-term rent here in Gainesville, Florida. At a base level, there's all of the D1 collegiate sports, right? Football alone takes up a quarter of the year where you're charging 400% higher than you would on a normal day, right? And then the year is riddled with a bunch of other events that just go unseen, right? You have a year full of miscellaneous schooling events, right? You have graduations, you have 3 every year, right? You have previews that go all throughout the summer. You have parents weekend, you have fraternity, sorority events. There's also miscellaneous things that just happen in the town, right? Like Gator Nationals is a big thing right now. People stay for that. There's Shans, right? So people come for travel nursing contracts. People come, because they have people in the hospital, or they come for routine visits. Doctors will come for residency, right? So many things that go on behind the scenes. The demand is healthy. All year long, you can make money, and you could make double what you're making long-term renting. But Anthony, you're just talking out of your ass, right? What the hell do you know? And you're right. Forget what I know. All throughout COVID, they started building these huge apartment complexes right near the university, right? People are struggling to long-term rent. The rates are going to drop further from here. The demand is way less than the supply right now. You could see it just a few years ago when I was looking for a house to live. There was 8 houses that fit within my price constraints, my filters, whatever. Now you could be anywhere. People are struggling to long-term rent. This is what I'm talking about, right? So I'm in Price Labs. Price Labs, by the way, great software. It'll set up dynamic pricing for you. I talk about it in different videos. Really essential. I use it all the time. Within Price Labs, you could pay for a market dashboard, right? They're literally gathering data from 1,000 listings for $10. For statistical purposes, you don't need that much. I think the number was 30 that we learned in school, right? But 1,000, way more than you need. So here, I have this nice little summary table, all the listings in Gainesville. Now, for the purposes of this video, I just did 2-bedroom, 3-bedroom, 4-bedroom, and I'm comparing, right? On this right side, I have Rent-A-Meter. Long-term rentals, when I go to do analysis of properties, especially if you're out of town investor or you have properties in Michigan that we look at, Rent-A-Meter, great tool. Been using it for a while. So this, I put in average rents for a 2-bedroom with any amount of baths in the city of Gainesville. Our average, $1,450. I can go to a pro report if you want, not necessary. Just driving this point home, $1,450. So let's go over to 2-bedroom on this side, Price Labs. 2-bedroom, median listing price is $130. I go off median book nightly price, $123. We'll do some quick math. The average occupancy per this dashboard, which by the way is considering all listings of all sizes throughout the entire market, right, is 55%. So do a little calculator action, right? A little bit of a calculator action. We got 1452. That's the number we're trying to beat for. This is just for 2 bedrooms, by the way. And we have 55% occupancy on average. And we have this price, we're gonna use 123. So 0.55 times 30 days in the month on average, right? Just gonna do that. 16.5. We're gonna times it by 123. Boom. Just if we're going off averages, which I'm gonna give you the tools to be above the average right at the start. You're gonna be above the average, I promise you. I conservatively estimate 70% occupancy across the board just with the systems I have in place, right? This is a big deal. 2,029 minus 1,452. Boom. You're cash flowing an extra $600. Of course, you probably have other expenses, property taxes. Maybe you save for repairs, capex, right? Like a smart investor. Still, you were adding $600 in cash flow. That could make or break a deal for you, especially in a market where everything's 8%. This is nuts, right? Let's drive this home again. Second tab here. This is a 3-bedroom property with any baths in the city of Gainesville. So just averages here, people. Right, 16.5, right? That's 55% occupancy on average for a 30-day period. Go to 3-bedroom, medium book nightly price. I times this, 175. Boom. 2887.5 minus 2046. You just added $850 in cash flow. And for some skeptics, does this include cleaning fee? What about my cleaning cost? Blah, blah, blah. This number is just your nightly price. That's it. Doesn't include a cleaning fee, doesn't whatever. So you can charge $175 plus a cleaning fee, pass it on to the booker, and this number is still accurate. I do implement the cleaning fee in the pricing strategy because I find that it works. They don't get the information directly from Airbnb. Airbnb keeps a lot of things secret. This is from basically other people that have used this software, and there's a lot of historical data, which let me tell you, it works well. So it can't be so inaccurate. There's some slight adjustments obviously you need to make it work, but I digress. Now let's drive this home again. 2,480 for a 4-2 or for a 4-bedroom, however many baths. Let's do the same thing. 0.55 times 30, which was 16.5 times 4-bedroom, median book nightly price 227. Boom. 37.45 minus 2480. Boom. You just added $1,300 to your cash flow a month. That's like half of this number, 50% increase or something. That's nuts. And this is conservative estimations. I am doing on my listing here in my studio, 90% occupancy, which it takes some more effort, dynamic pricing, and chills away at the pricing manually sometimes if you really want to be on top of things, which guess what? I can do for you. You don't have to do that. You don't have to worry about that. But let's work with numbers I use, right? Even conservatively, I estimate 70%. You play with the settings, dynamic pricing is good. It'll get you above that 55% of the average. I promise you. So 0.7, 70% of the month times 30, 21. And we're gonna go back down here. We'll look at 3-bedroom, or we'll do 4-bedroom, 227 times 227. Boom. This is what I'm talking about. Doubling your cash flow. If you just want to run a short-term rental, throw your hands in there and say whatever and just kind of try blah blah blah, you're still going to be making more in cash flow. But I'm talking about you use these systems that I'm going to be telling you about, or I have stuff on, using Price Labs, using Rank Breeze, using these other softwares that I've mentioned previously, which is another video if you want to watch that. Even if you just doing your own thing, you kind of just throwing stuff, whatever, the average is 55%. You're making more on what you would be making anyway. When you start to really hone in, take the time, which you're probably paying for a property management company anyway, right? Just let me do it for you. If you don't want to, that's fine too. I still give away the information for free. You can do it yourself. What I'm really trying to drive home here is 4767 minus 2480. You are almost doubling your cash flow just by short-term renting. Why would you not do that? It makes no sense. What could you do with an extra $27,000 on one property that you have? This is like a new roof if you wanted to. This is, maybe just more cash flow you put to 20% on another deal. This is a really good way to bring that timeline forward, right? If you're a long-term investor, you are doubling cash flow. Just bring that future closer to you. Get to where you want to get faster. This is a really good opportunity, and I really implore you to take advantage of this. And that's really it, y'all. I just want to put that out there. I want people to know about this. I find that even real estate veterans here in town, like I talked to a home inspector the other day. He's been investing here for a long time. He could see the potential in the short-term rental, right? But why switch things if they've been working for so long, right? But I want you to get ahead. I want you to be ahead of the curve. And this is a good way to do that. You can be making more on your rental, even in a market where there's 8%. And think about how this compounds over time, right? You probably already know how crazy the equity builds in this area, right? I mean, people are buying homes for $42,000 that is selling for $360K right now, right? Is that sustainable? Is that going to happen forever? Probably not. But my point is, when you double your cash flow, when you're already building equity, when you're making money even at 8%, right? What happens when rates go down and you refinance? You can only make more. What happens when you keep building equity and, you slowly pay off that payment? These all compound to just bring your future forward faster, right? You get where you want to be faster. So I really just want to spread awareness. I really want to just show that this is viable. And if it's something that you're interested in, I have a free short-term rental startup guide on my website. All you gotta do is put your email in there and I'll send it to you. It's just a free download. It's basically going to give you the tools that you need to start, if you know absolutely nothing, right? Give you a really good foundation. If that's too much, just give me a call. I do free consulting. I want to talk to you. I want to get to know you. I want to know about your situation and I want to help. I really do. So hopefully by the end of this month, I will close on another property that we will be short-term renting. And also, as another little side note, forget that this works for single family homes. Think about multifamily. Like, think about how your duplex is, say, 300,000, but if you've got 2 ones in there or 3 2s or whatever the heck it be, right? You're doing even more than this. This is in a crazy market at 8%, right? So I really want you to take advantage of this and just feel free to reach out, message me, call me, whatever you want to do. I will convince you and you will get to where you want to be faster. I 100% guarantee you. So thanks, y'all.